It's recording. Okay. So yeah, this is a ShareX application that I downloaded, and the reason is because I wanted to show what I have been doing. This is the game Juno New Origins, and you can see like it has these sliders that you can like change. Like I change the size and it changed the other values, and there are like three sliders that you can change, and it changes the other values based on that. So what I've been doing is asking anti-gravity, the agent, and you can see like there's a lot of prompts that I've been giving it and things not working out and stuff. Basically, what I wanted it to do is to give me some sort of slider programs. So sliders, these are like circular sliders. You can see like there's the Delphi program and stuff. I gave this to the AI and the agent, and it made me first of all this was like the previous one, which was supposed to have many sliders, which you change one value and it changes the others. And yeah, it's really helpful. You can see like all the values have an effect on the other values. And I can also give the payload mass and stuff as well. Yes, okay. So you see, anyway. So that was awesome, but after that, some editings later, it gave me this thing. It's a much better one because it has like infinite changing and stuff. So here, there's like circular ones, but you see, like I can make it go all around. And like I changed let me actually give uh, the mass of this, so 7.15 kg, and I input that in here, 7.15, and you can see like the other values change according to that. So the propellant mass, that's like 127, and the total is like 151 kg. And here what I do is that I make it 151 kg, and then I lock it, and after that the rocket the rocket it's supposed to give me all the values for the rocket basically. So it's supposed to give me, if I put in some values, it's supposed to give me the others. Like I put the size to exactly what the size over there is, kind of like similarly. Or let me actually make it easier for myself and just make it 400. Yep, so that's 400, and then this I make like 330, similar enough, and the nozzle throat I make that 80 as well. Based on that, you can see like these values have changed, and they are not exactly the same. I don't know why the heck they are not exactly the same. So yeah, they need to be changed. Maybe it has to do with this, or actually it's still different. I don't know why the heck it is not like this. Okay. I think I need to ask the AI, the agent, to do something better. Okay, so it was the engine mass. You can see like the engine mass is three values different, and that's why the values are different. And also the propellant mass. You see the propellant mass. This thing has like 127 and 151, and the other values have like this. So I gave it like a long prompt, and basically I expect it to change all of that. While it's doing that, also I added the tank dry values. Like you see there's like the dry tank mass and the propellant mass, both of them combined. So because it was 23.6 kilograms different, so now I can actually edit that. So the propellant mass was like 127. If I can just get that, hold on, like it's 127. Anyway, so while that does its thing, also you can see like right, what I changed also was the significant values. You see like it's now 2.43, and I can make it much more accurate. Like it can go all the way very accurately to 0. 0.9 and stuff, like the incrementation value. Anyway, so it was that, so this was 6.95, and the tank dry value, that was like 23.6. Also, yeah, there's like an estimated fuel mass, but it's obviously a bit different. That's why I have to input that first. So like I do 127 over here, and it gives me like an estimated, but that's not actually the true one, so I just put in the true for more accuracy. And then I change these values. I make that like 400 and 2500 and 100, just to make it easier for myself. Max, and see, it's now the engine mass is almost perfect, and the wet mass and pretty much everything else is also perfect. Wait, why is the wet mass not or it's supposed to, where the propellant, where the heck's the propellant? All right, I forgot to add that. I did that. All right, so now you can see like it's 260 over there and 260 over here as well, and the end thrust to weight ratio and thrust to weight starting thrust to weight ratio and everything is pretty much perfect. Now the whole point of this thing is that I change these values and it gives me the other values. Like if I have less propellant mass, then gives me more, and vice versa. Like I can have the maximum delta V and it changes the other values. See, and like also the thrust to weight ratio. So yeah, I reduce that and I reduce that, and then I lock it, and it's supposed to not move. It's supposed to. Why the heck does that move? Why the heck does thrust to weight ratio move? Okay, so I lock that, and that also moves. And okay, so propellant mass locking works, but these lockings don't work. Okay, so I need to give it another better prompt because that's not okay. So anyway, I gave it another prompt and asked Daddy anti-gravity to fix that for me. Meanwhile, yes, I am just like checking some of the stuff, like changing the size and stuff to make the value more accurate and stuff. Like this has much much less of a burn time. Okay, so it changed that the dead weight. Let's keep that as low as possible. So this is 55.6 kilos now. This is 13.6 and 55.6. So this was same, and this was 13.6, and that's 55.6. Lower to 55.6. All right. So then I lock that, and then was it okay? So yeah, I move that, and okay, I make that it's not supposed to go forward, but we can tell that it has like a maximum value, like around uh, 2.4 something. But like the rest of the values, they don't change. So now I give it the mix. I lock that, and it's still moving. Okay, I don't know why the heck the thrust to weight ratio is not locking. The rest of the things lock, but this thing doesn't. Time to be. Oh, okay, right. So this is why I just forgot to continue. Anyway, like when I lock it, it's supposed to not move. Like I am supposed to like change these values without having that thing move. Like you see, this thing is supposed to stay. This thing is the only one that's supposed to move while everything else stays, but that thrust to weight ratio still changes. Like I want it to be the maximum delta V, so it's like 2.4 or so. The engine mass, you see, the engine mass is also very different. Engine mass is like 1.97 here, but it's 1.1 over there. Okay, so asked it for a lot of other prompts and stuff because things just weren't working out. The thrust to weight ratio just wasn't working out anyway. So now let's see. And okay, it just doesn't want to work with the mouse at all right now, but at least it changes the propellant mass. That's what we need. Uh, wait, why does this not work? It's supposed to. It's the thrust to weight ratio is supposed to. This works. This works. This works. This properly works. Yes, and this changes everything. This changes these things. I lock this, and this changes things and works properly, and this thing doesn't move. Whereas when I okay, this thing it kind of fiddles. It kind of like fiddles around. What the heck is going on? Why? Why? Okay, so I did another prompt, and now it's supposed to work, and it still kind of doesn't want to work. Why the heck does it not want to move? This thing works fine. It works perfectly. This okay. So I changed the fuel. No, I didn't. Okay, so this thing works. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm making the value back to 55.6, and I'm gonna again put the value over here. It's like supposed to be around 10. It was like 13.6. I put that value, and this was 6.95. And what I want is the maximum thrust to weight ratio. And it just I forgot to change that. Okay, so now it's supposed to work normally, but it just doesn't want to move. So I lock that. Wait, if I unlock that, it does not change the propellant mass. It's supposed to change the propellant mass. Why the heck is it not working? Okay, so this thing doesn't want to work. Well, it moves via this thing, but this thing doesn't move. Why? It doesn't move that. Why can this move that, but that cannot move this? Why? Why does it only change chamber pressure? And also, this thing is also supposed to increase this, but it just this thing can only change chamber pressure. Why? Like I reduce it, and it goes forward and backwards, but it only changes this one goddamn thing. Okay, so I gave it another prompt, and now I expect it to fix it again. Okay, so that's value is still the same. And I increased that. I don't know why I removed that and then increased it. I could have just increased it regardless. But anyway, so okay, so I reduced that. Right here, what I was trying to do is that I'm trying to make it as less fuel as possible, like like a impulse, instant gunshot level, like minimum burn time. So here's like 207 grams. That's all the fuel, and it's using this massive Goblin solid motor. So the values are 2.7. Uh, okay, so I changed the value here to 207, not 277, 207. Yeah, that's like the minimum value I can get over here. And this value is like 5.96. Why did I write 5.96? Right, it was the tank dry kg. Right, so okay, so I lock these three things, and see it says like the inputs are locked. Now it's supposed to work properly because these things are not supposed to affect them. And these are also, oh wait, right. So the other prompt actually happened as well. So okay, I have to put all the values over there as well. By the way, you can see like there's like tank dry, and that one has tank mass, the complete included in the fuel. So it's just easier for me now. So I put in 6.95, and now I just put this value over here. It's like 6.17 simply. And this one is 207 grams. Again, I put 207 grams over here. Barely, barely 207 grams. No, here, 207. Okay. So I, okay. You know what? You know what? Okay, so 206. 8. Okay, it's fine. Okay, so Thrust to weight ratio is not moving. God damn it! Why the hell is thrust to weight ratio not moving? This shit's not moving at all. Okay, so now why did it move suddenly? Okay, so that's the delta V is also not moving. All right, because I forgot to change this. Okay, okay, so it's moving everywhere. Okay, so this works now. It works and it's okay. So it's slowly increasing the thrust, nozzle throat, and also the size. And it's actually like it's going in a loop. Why is it resetting? All right. So I think I should change it to one. Go, go, go backwards. Yeah, it's way off from the mouse. Go forward. Okay, so this value is like around 200 or so. It's the max is not over there. Where's the max? Okay, this thing does not want to work. Why? This thing just this thing works, but it also goes very to the extremes immediately. And this thing just is going. Okay, so 300, then 312, slowly, slowly, and doesn't want to work. Work, work. This shit not moving. Okay, so the max over here is like this thing moves with this thing and with that thing, but doesn't want to move normally. Why? Anyway, the maximum over here is like 377 and it just resets and it doesn't want to work. Lord have mercy. Okay, so it works fast. If it works if I go really fast. Alright. Okay, so only if it goes really fast. If you go really fast, then it works. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And it only changes the chamber pressure, but it also changes the other thing. Anyway, so these two need to be locked at the maximum, and then go slowly, and then it just resets. 377. This value is like 263. So why is the fuse it's so weird of a value? Okay, so it's like at 270, 270, 270. At that value we have the maximum, and it's a bit further, not a bit, it's a lot further. Why is it a lot further? The engine mass is 26 and this is 34. Fucking yeah. The engine mass does not want to work. Fucking engine mass. So I gave it another massive prompt and I expected to solve this for me. The engine mass is a very big issue. Just doesn't want to work. So like around, if visually if I can see, it's like around 270 when this thing is the maximum, the thrust to weight ratio, because it uses such less fuel and stuff. It still does increase, but I don't know why. This is how it's supposed to work. Oh wait, right. The battery. I forgot to add a bit of charge. Yeah, okay, so 1%. We don't need those. It's gonna affect the thrust weight ratio and other stuff, but I don't care anyway. Let's just go forward. This is just to see how it's supposed to work. And like let's imagine the ground is like the shooting platform, like a gun. The ground is the gun, and this is our bullet. And launch. And okay, that did not go as high as I thought it would. That literally did not go very high. Regardless, let's see that from another perspective. Okay, so from the lower perspective, shoot, and it basically just jumps a bit higher. I swear to God, there's much more fun things to come. Okay, so a lot of things changed, and it changed the whole goddamn UI. And anyway, so the value, because I need a bit of battery to work, that's like 7.15. So I add the value, and also add the tank mass, which is like the same values as before. This value is supposed to get lower, like around, yeah, see, like it resets to 0, and then you can make it go a bit higher. So that value is supposed to be 6.17, and this one is, after I decrease the sensitivity, it's supposed to go to 207. Okay, and then I lock it, and then the thrust to weight ratio is supposed to move. Okay, I forgot to change that. Okay, so now now it moves. Yay, it just moves. It changes nothing. This thing doesn't exist, right? These things don't fucking work. Nothing works. What the hell? What the fuck is going on? I'm seriously, what the fuck? Yeah. So it tried the prompt. It tried to make things work, but it still didn't work. And it's like another time, and things still don't work. You see, like the just to weight ratio just does not want to work. I try to move it. It just does not want to work. Like everything is works. The propellant, delta V, and size, chamber, nozzle, but just to weight ratio, nope. Actually, never mind. The delta V and propellant are also broken now. So, okay, so those are also broken. This thing works. This thing works. Okay, at least these three things work, kind of. Okay. All right, so I give up on that, the sliders, because yeah, I made this thing by the way. You can see over here, like I exhausted my capacity and like usage of the Anti-gravity agent. Anyway, so here I have built like a testing kind of platform. Like these are supposed to be different size and shapes of bullets. You can see like over here, like the increased sizes, and the next one is like a bit different. The impulse, fuel grain, you can see, and the last ones are, obviously just the most massive ones. So yeah, uh, I built these, for testing if weaponry and stuff can work in the game. You can see like the impulse and stuff are different. Yeah, the last one actually, yes, I need to increase its, and the last one, yes, I need to increase the nozzle and then make it cone. Anyway, let's test it. All right, so we are on the moon base and we are, yeah, let me increase the volume. Not that, because I forgot to record that. Yeah, okay, so aiming, and in theory it's not supposed to do that. What the fuck just happened? What the okay, so that did not go very far. And crash. Okay, now let me look up help. Okay, okay, select the other thing. Okay, so now it's supposed to, okay, it's still not up. Okay, let me change the camera. Okay, it's still stuck. You know what? Let me just relaunch. Alright, so we're back. Now, let me see the POV, see what exactly happened. Why the heck was that just weird? Okay, so actually, you know what? Let me put the camera over here. Okay, so engines activated, and now I separate this and this. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. I see. So the side interstages are connecting with them. I see, I see. So they're not supposed to be going with the shot, obviously. Okay, I need to solve this issue. Somehow I need it so that the side interstages, like, they don't travel with the thing. How can I possibly do that? Oh wait, what if I rotate it? So like rotate it the other direction and then attach it to the back. Never mind, actually that's not gonna work. It has to attach to that side. Okay, how do I do that? Right, so uh, I can do this. Like if I take that and I take this and I attach this thing in reverse to the other interstage. Yeah, that way it can be separated in the other direction. Hell yeah. And I do the same thing for every single other one. Alright, so we're done. Now let me make the same figure again. Okay. Now the staging, right? I need to change the staging because yeah, I don't want them to separate in a bad direction. Right, so I can just put these into stages in the other one, and same thing with this. Alright, so now only the outer stages are going to be separated. Now let's fly. Alright, we are back at it again. Okay, so this time things should work. I do that. I am the camera. And you separate. And you separate. Fly. I mean, okay, they went in different directions because I think it's fine. That was perfect. Okay, now let's get a POV. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. I think, yeah, I should stop doing it in time. Also, I'm going to decrease some of the detachment force. Yes, I'm going to just remove all of the detachment force. Okay, everything should be fine now. Let's try one more time. This time it should go perfectly straight. We don't need that or that. Okay. Okay, that they get stuck. Why? Why? Okay, so they're not supposed to get stuck. Let's try again. I think it's because they're small or very close to the thing. Regardless, yes, let's actually separate this one as well because this one has a bit of pushing, I think. Separate this and also this and the other one. Now fly. Okay, that kind of worked slightly. Hopefully this one is better. Maybe if not, I need to change some things, I think. Okay. separate. Oh, perfection. That's what I'm talking about. And they just slightly touch. Perfect. Okay, sure, they didn't go very far, but regardless, it's a straight shot. Alright, so let's launch the other ones as well. They're supposed to be different. They're supposed to have more power. Okay, aim camera here. You can see in the bottom right corner, I'm turning on the engines by using space, but I do that only after stopping time. Okay, that's also works perfectly. Okay, I think this one goes a bit far. Okay, why did that change? It doesn't matter actually. Okay, I did not change the camera. It just changed by itself. I don't know why. Let's aim the camera on this one. Actually, let's see this POV first. Okay, I forgot to stop time, and that's what happens when you forget to stop time. Alright, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, let's relaunch. And also, I'm going to make the path look a bit more visible because it's literally night. Okay, we should have much more visibility now. And aim at the top or over here. Uh, oh, I forgot. I clicked the wrong thing. Whoops. Okay, okay, so we have lost one, but that doesn't matter. Let's stop time and activate, and perfect. That just fucking vanished. Keep in mind this is like 1 by 4 the speed. It's actually going much much faster. Stop time and launch, and then stop time and then separate and go. They go so straight. She could have a like a proper POV on them. Regardless, yeah, the next batch. I'm gonna put camera on this one, and we are off. Okay, it changed back again. I need to solve this issue of the camera. Let me try to select this thing and put the camera back on it again. How do I do that? How do I do that? Okay, let's think about that later. For now, let's just launch all of them. Okay, so they just pass through one another now. I wonder what that's about. Alright, so now the last ones. Pause, activate engines. Okay, so I unpause and then pause again. And okay, that was not as expected. That's a bit too much impulse. You see, like the engine throttle is 1000% because it's the impulse train. It lifted the whole thing up. Anyway, regardless, you see, like one, like I just for an instant, it just goes so much higher. That's a lot of power. Well, it is kind of short-lived though, because the engines are like what, 5 times bigger than the amount of fuel. They're not gonna go very far. Right, so I need to change the camera thing. I think the reason is because they don't have the anything to have the camera. Like they are just bullets. You can't just have camera on the bullets. So I need to put the command chips on every single one of them. The command chips these are a bit big. Can I? Okay, I cannot change the size. Okay, let's launch regardless. Aim the camera. Stop time. And okay, I I stopped. I unpaused on the wrong time. Anyway, let's try that again. Again, aim, pause, engine. Alright, so I accidentally first of all separated it. Again, aim, camera, pause, activate engine first, and then separate this one, and then separate the other one, and unpause. And it goes in a wrong direction, but it's just the smaller ones. Same thing with this, but I aim the camera on this time. Engine, side interstage. Okay, so that just spins uncontrollably because of the thing, because of the interstage, but still, at least we have the POV of absolute chaos. And crash. Okay, now I need to change that. Nope. Okay, now it works. Okay, so the next one, I really hope this one goes straighter. Engine, first of all, pause time and then activate the engine and then activate this thing, and it goes absolutely straight. Okay, that's a good sign. And this one, same thing, but I have the POV this time. Engine, side, side detacher, and let's go. That's pretty much straight. That's as straight as this thing can go because of the command chip. It's like a bit heavy, I think, on the side. Okay, so it's to change the camera, but that's fine. Actually, we need the daylight. Let me change the daylight. This much should be enough. Now the stage. Why are there no stages? Why are there no stages? Okay. Oh, right, because I changed the control to the other command chip. Okay, so I changed that control. Okay, now this one. And stop time, activate, launch, and it goes. Stop and change POV, and we go. I think the smaller ones are much more influenced by the command chip. And it changed the camera again and again. Why does it keep doing that? I think I need to select this. Oh, right, I need to take control of that. That makes sense. Okay, so we have the proper path of this thing now. Where does it go? It goes halfway across the moon. Yep. With just what, 2 seconds of initial velocity is like a tank shot. This is basically a tank's bullet right now. And you can see the other one over there as well. I think you should be able to see this one if I select that. Okay, how do I select that? Why is there no option?
Why is there no option to select? Now it exists. This thing makes no sense. Okay, but anyway, I take control of this one, and yeah, it has a similar path halfway across the moon. Right, I think yeah, I can just change this, and then you can see both of them together. Okay, that one goes there. This one goes over there. Think I'm gonna launch the rest of them as well because I cannot wait for this for now. Okay, so we got four more. Aim, activate, activate, and go. That one went very fast. How fast did that go? Oh, okay, it goes outside the moon's orbit. That's an escape trajectory from the moon. Fucking hell. Let's actually get a POV of that. Activate, activate, and unpause. That is fast for 1 by 4 of the velocity of the time. Okay, it still changes the camera. That's a bit annoying, but I don't know how to solve that yet. So why is this on? I don't know why this is on, and holy shit, the frame rate. What the hell is happening? Why is it on without fuel? And why is my PC dying? I think I need to close some things. Okay, so anti-gravity, I don't need you anymore. And okay, I think maybe that solved it. Okay, wait, never mind. Oh, okay, so selecting the engine is the problem. Bugs anyway. So do not ask for details. Got it. Anyway, both of them escaped the moon, slightly off trajectories though. Let's go back and launch the last ones, the big boys. I pause it, I launch it, I mean, turn on the engine, and then I do that, and it goes. Just goes so goddamn fast. Yeah. Wait, where the heck is it? Oh, it's the smaller one. It's this one in the middle. Wait. I think, let me just see. Yeah, it's not even catching up to those. Those ones are just going, and this one is just over here. And it's gonna go right in the middle of path of those two. That's actually the smallest distance it covers. Yeah, that's probably because the engine is so goddamn heavy that the I guess just doesn't want to go that far. Regardless, it is awesome to launch something massive. Let's get a POV on this time. Activate and activate this one. And okay, even in 1 by 4, it's goddamn. The shaking just tells you how much power it has. And this one launches almost exactly same as the other one. Yeah, these ones have almost no effect by the chips placement. Okay, let's just track them and see their crashes as well, because that's also awesome. So it goes, god damn, it goes like high. Okay, so this one is goes very high and then it's going to crash now. It crash at very high velocity. Why is that limiting? I see, okay. Well, yeah, but I don't care. It's going to go fast regardless. In time, I mean, okay. So let's get very close. 732 meters per second. Well, this game does make things look very anti-dramatic. Oh, the other one is still alive. Let's go and see that one crash as well. This one is in the dark, so we can't exactly see how it is. Oh, it's like 1 kilometer above and it's crashed. Okay. Let's see how far these have gone. From their POV, that's the sun. Okay, so that's actually very similar to what Artemis people must have seen, probably. Yeah, the engine on this one is also just be doing the bug. Anyway, let's select the massive ones. Okay. This one I also doesn't want me to work, but I don't care. Just sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And this one also like 700 meters per second. And crash. Okay. The next one, this one, and crash. Now then, the best part, the most fun part of all of this, if I can select the thing that is, why can I not select the main one? Let me let me click. The player craft has been destroyed. I know that, but how do I? I think I need to take control of this first, and then change the control from this back to that. Okay. Yep, that works. Okay. Okay, so the fun part is that I separate all of them together. Okay, and this one's this stage, and okay, now this one. Yay! Alright, okay, I'm done.